Well, welcome back, you guys. Today is day 14 of the English channel. As you guys can see, I am on my way to a job interview. So, today we're going to be learning English in the easiest and fastest way, comprehensible input. And because I'm going to a job interview, I can teach you different words that have to do with job interviews. So, the first word of the day is there's two, CV or resume. When you go to a job interview, you need to bring your resume. You need to bring maybe your diploma or certificates, and you probably also need to wear a dress shirt. You need to wear a dress shirt and probably dress shoes. So, the place I'm going to an interview is for teaching English to adolescents that are in school. It's a little private tutoring facility, so I'm going there to a job interview. Another great word for job interviews and jobs is experience. People will always ask you, what is your past experience? And you need to answer, well, my past experience is I am an English teacher. I have been an English teacher for the last 6 years. And if you're in baking, then you say, I'm a baker. I've been baking for 6 years. And then they'll ask you also, what are your skills and competence? That just means, what are you good at? Or what are your weak points and your strong points? Weak points are your points that are not so good, and strong points are your strong points. So I would say my strong points is I'm a native English speaker, so I understand the language more than someone who's taking it as a second language. And also the amount of time I've been teaching for. 6 years, 7 years is a lot of time to be teaching or to be doing anything. So those are my two strong points. For a weak point, I would say something like I have a hard time delegating things. That's another great English word, delegate. That's when you give something to someone else. So it's kind of a trick question, what is your weak points? So you have to answer with intelligence. So you could say something like that. The place I'm going to is about, 15-minute walk. So if I see any other English words, or if I think of any English words that have to do with job interviews, I will let you know. So I got another great English word for you guys. It's commute. And what does commute mean? You see these people in front of me? I'll zoom in for you. These people in front of me, they are commuting. They're going somewhere. So often in an interview, people will ask you, how far is your commute? And then you can answer, my commute is 20 minutes, I live in the city. My commute is 5 minutes, I live in the city. Or maybe it's 1 hour. So commute is a very good English word too. And we also have leadership. So leadership is common. A lot of people know this word, but leadership is just being able to lead other people. So leadership. Another great English word is multitasking. So let me break down that word multitasking. It can help us learn a lot about English. There's a word, first word you need to know is task. So a task is just something you do. One task I have today is to go to a job interview. Another task is I have 3 English classes after that job interview. So those are tasks. And I'm doing a task right now, doing a YouTube video for the day. That's a task. So when you add multitasking, that means you're able to do multiple tasks. So multiple tasks at one time. So I could read, I can be listening, for example. That's what you're doing now. You're multitasking. You're reading the subtitles and you're hearing. That's why it's very important. Even if you understand English, it's good to read the subtitles because it will teach you more about the structure of English naturally while you're reading. and listening. So that's why I have the subtitles underneath. If you're an advanced English learner, read the subtitles. It always helps. And we have another word. I wrote the words down on my phone. Let me get the last one for now. What's the last one? It's a great one. I'm glad I didn't forget it. It's problem solving. So problem solving is another great English word, because we have the word problem and then solve. Solve is having a solution to something. So you're problem solving. So I think I gave you guys 4 or 5 new great English words for job interviews. I'm now about 5 minutes away from the job interview. So if I think of any other English words to teach you on the way there, I will. And let's always get some easy English. See this here? It's an electric bike. See that? Electric bikes. Some people take electric bikes to commute to work or to wherever they're going. So, electric bike. And if I see any other English words, I'll let you guys know. Okay, so I'm 2 minutes away. My GPS, see this is GPS. It says I'm 2 minutes away, but I thought of a quick English word to teach you guys before I get there. You have the word nervous. And maybe you'll feel nervous before you do your job interview, but remember, your goal is to communicate. I know maybe communicating in English makes you nervous, but nervous just means you're excited for the opportunity. So don't worry, don't be nervous, and don't try to speak a great advanced and native level of English. Just try to communicate with your job interviewer. All right, so I'm gonna go inside now. I'll let you guys know how it goes after the job interview. So I finished the job interview. It went pretty well. One word that I remembered I could teach you guys from the job interview. So maybe they'll ask you to fill out an application form. So an application form is just a form you need to fill out, put your name. My first name is Troy, and my last name is Grant. So you have to fill out your first name, last name, maybe your address, your experience, and you might have to give your references. Another great English word, references. And that's just the people who could say that you did a good job working with them or that you worked with them in the past. That's your references. So those are some great English words that I remembered from the job interview. I think the job interview went well. We spoke for maybe 20 minutes, and then I filled out the application form and I gave it to her. Because I'm a teacher, I had to fill out a police report or police history report. So I had to go to the police station and make sure that I don't have any criminal record. So it's a criminal record report. So that's another thing that some jobs might ask you to do. So criminal record report. That's the vocabulary word you guys can use. I'm almost home. Probably 2 minutes away from home. And yeah, when I get home, I'll teach you guys some more job interview English. Okay, so I'm back home, and before I change out of my interview clothes, let's practice a little bit of interview, me and you. Maybe you have an interview, or maybe you just want to learn English. If we practice these questions, you will improve your English. Are you guys ready? All right, so the first question and the normal question they'll ask you is tell me a bit about yourself. So tell me a bit about yourself. You can talk about your past experiences, your old jobs. So I worked for high school in 2002, For example, or let's say you're a baker, you can say, I worked for Paul's Bakery in 2003 for 5 years. They just want to know about your job experience when they say, tell me a bit about yourself. And then after you give your job experience, you want to follow with telling them about yourself. On my free time, I like to read English books, or I like to watch, I like to cook and bake. I have my own baking company where I sell cupcakes, for example. You want to talk about your past experiences and your personal experiences within your job. So that's the question they'll 100% ask you. Tell me about yourself. You can also mention your family. You can say, I'm married, I have one child. You can say, I'm not married, I don't have any children. So you can also talk about your personal or your family endeavors. Great English word, endeavors. And endeavors means the things that you're the things that you're doing at this moment or that you're a part of at this moment. That's what your endeavors are. So that's how you can answer, tell me about yourself. And the next question that they'll probably ask you is, let's see, why do you want this particular post? So if they ask you, why do you want this particular post? They just mean, why do you want this job? So I want this job because have done I have done or I did some research about your company, and your company and my personal career goals match, or your company and my personal experiences, they also match. So you just want to say that what the company does and what you do go together. That's one way how you can answer that question. The next way you could talk about why do you want this position, you can say maybe the salary interests you. You can say, I'm interested by the salary. You can also say, I'm interested to gain a new experience in this job. So that's one thing that's one way, that you could answer this question. The next question that they might ask you when you're doing an interview is, what are your strengths? What are your strengths and what are your weaknesses? We talked about this earlier in the video, but let's refresh our brains. So for your strengths, you want to talk about what you are good at. So let's go back to the baking example. If you're a baker, you can say, I'm good at lemon tart pastries. I'm good at fruit pastries. Fruit pastries are my specialty. So you want to talk about your specialty. Me, personally, my specialty is I'm a native English speaker. So I understand the language better than people who have learned it as a second language. So talk about your specialities in your specific job field. And that's another thing, another good English word, your job field. So that is question number 2. Question number 3 now is, let's see, what did I have written down here for question number 3? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? This is also a common interview question. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? So you can say, I can see myself growing as an English teacher, or growing as a baker, or growing as an engineer. I can see myself growing as whatever job title you have. You can say also here, you could also talk about your family a little bit. You could say, hopefully by then I'm married, I have more of a stable salary working with your company. Hopefully I've been able to learn a lot of different tasks, a lot of different skills and competences within your organization, and I'm able to advance my career at the way that I want to. So you just want to talk about how you can advance your career with them. So with you guys, I know that you guys own 2 bakeries. If you're a baker, you own 2 bakeries. So I'll be able to gain experience with chocolate, and I'll be able to gain experience with fruits, for example. So you just want to talk about how you can get better or grow your competence, grow your skills with that specific job. So those were 3 or 4, sorry, yeah, we did 4 common interview questions. And if you need some interview help or you want to advance your career with English, message me on Instagram. My Instagram is at teachertroy.english. So send me a quick message on Instagram and we can connect through there. So I'm going to change out of my clothes, and for the rest of the vlog, maybe after I finish working, we'll go somewhere. I'm not sure, but we'll definitely do something after I finish working. And I'll see you guys in a little bit. So we're finished. I'm finished working. I had those 3 English courses. So let's learn a little bit more English. Before we go, I'm gonna tell you guys 3 questions that you can ask your interviewer when you're at a job interview. The first question is, could you tell me more about the role? So you could ask them, could you tell me more about the job? Could you tell me more about the schedule? Very good English word, schedule or planning. There's synonyms. You can use either or, schedule or planning. And you can also ask them, what does a typical day look like? So you can say, what does a typical day look like? And the employer might say, oh, we start at 9 a.m., we finish at 4 p.m., we have a 2-hour lunch or a 1-hour lunch or a half an hour lunch. So those are 2 great questions you can ask the interviewer. The last question you could ask the interviewer is, or some other phrases you can say to the interviewer about yourself, is you could say, I pay close attention to detail. Very good one. For any job, if you can say, I pay close attention to detail, that is a great way to express yourself. Another great phrase is, I enjoy solving problems. So I enjoy solving problems. It's not that you're blocked by certain problems, but you actually enjoy solving those problems. And like always, remember, we got English and a good view. Here, I'll let you guys get a look at a good view before we continue. Nice view, eh? All right, so there it is. There's the view. Let's continue learning a little bit more English. So the last word, remember I write some things down on my phone. So if I look down, that's what I'm looking down at, my phone. Oh, it looks kind of weird with the sun there. Let me switch sides. So, and the last one you can say is, I have a positive attitude. I'm a team worker. I'm a team player, sorry. A team player. So you can say, I have a positive attitude. I'm a team player. I provide a lot of leadership. Those are all great phrases that you could use in your interviews. Well, that was today's vlog. I hope you guys learned a lot of interview questions. Please like and subscribe. We hit 9,000 subscribers. So we're almost at 10,000. So please smash the subscribe button, the like button, so the video can reach other people who need to learn English. And also, if you need a little bit of extra help, message me on Instagram. My Instagram is teachertroy.english. So send me a message on there and we can talk about your English plan. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace, and enjoy the view before you go. Oh, I'll show you. Hold on, wait, here. There's the view before you guys go. Remember, with Teacher Troy, you learn English and you have amazing views. All right, so peace. I'll see you guys later.